It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to keep control.
I remember doing the time warp, drinking those moments when the blackness would hit me and the void would be calling. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
I'll probably get busted for YouTube on that, but welcome to another edition of The Locker Room. I'm your ugly ass host, Ryan Neff. Coming up at 9 o'clock, or a little bit after 9 o'clock, Kevin Mench will be on. We will preview the World Series between the Dodgers and the Yankees. Let's jump in right to it. If anybody's wondering right now, let's get to some scores, actually. Before we hop into anything. I'll go to the NBA. Right now, in the third, early in the third, the Celtics are up on the Wizards 71-56. At the half, the Spurs are up on the Mavericks 49-47. At 10 o'clock, the Thunder and Nuggets, and at 10 o'clock, Timberwolves and Kings. Some NHL scores for you. Right now in the second, late in the second, the Dallas Stars up on the Bruins 4-2. In the second, St. Louis Blues up on the Maple Leafs 3-1. Also in the second period, Devils and the Red Wings are tied 2 apiece. Also in the second, the Lightning are up on the Wild 2-1. And also in the second, the Panthers up on the Rangers 3-1. 9 o'clock, Hurricanes at the Flames, Avalanche at your Utah Hockey Club. At 10 o'clock, Jets take on the Kraken, and at 10:30, the Sharks take on the Kings. NFL tonight. Midway through the first, the Vikings up on the Rams 7-0. NCAA football going on right now today. Right now, the Pitt Panthers are beating the shit out of the Syracuse Orangemen, 24-0. Also, the Pittsburgh-Syracuse game is early in the second quarter. Late second quarter, Old Dominion all over Georgia Southern, 30-7. Go figure. Last night, Kennesaw State knocked out Liberty, 27-24. Kennesaw State's first win. Shame on Liberty. That may have just knocked them out of the college football playoff. Also, Jacksonville State beat Middle Tennessee, 42-20. News and notes from around sports today. Unfortunately, sad news. South Florida's Amir Abdur-Rahim passed away unexpectedly at age 43. He was undergoing a medical procedure at a Tampa area hospital when he died due to complications that arose. They don't say what the complications were. Unfortunately, he has passed away. Prayers to his family and friends. Again, it doesn't say what kind of surgery or procedure he was having done. Again, unfortunate. Too young. Way too young. So sad news to report. Yankees manager, or not Yankees, Dodgers manager, Dave Roberts said there is no chance that Shohei Ohtani pitches in the World Series. He hasn't pitched all season. Why would you pitch him in the series? Breaking, Vikings-Rams tied at 7 apiece. So we are now tied up at 7. Sam Darnold with a touchdown pass to Josh Oliver. Matthew Stafford with a touchdown pass to Kyron Williams. So we are all tied up at 7 apiece on your Thursday night football game. Ex-Clippers staffer Sue says he was fired over Kawhi concerns. Reported by Baxter Holmes and Ramona Shelburne at ESPN. A former LA Clippers strength and conditioning coach who says he was hired in 2019 as part of a years-long campaign to recruit Kawhi Leonard has sued the team and president of basketball operations Lawrence Frank, alleging wrongful termination in part for raising concerns about the management of Leonard's health and injuries. Lawsuit was filed by attorneys representing Randy Shelton, strength and conditioning coach. Shelton said he was part of a multi-year effort to recruit Leonard that leapt well beyond the bounds of the NBA Constitution with respect to potential tampering violations. He is seeking significant but unspecified damages at trial. The Clippers, in return, issued a statement. Mr. Shelton's claims were investigated and found to be without merit. We honor Mr. Shelton's employment contract and paid him in full. The lawsuit is a belated attempt to shake down the Clippers based on accusations that Mr. Shelton should know are false. The NBA said it was unaware of the lawsuit. Let's see. Look, the whole Kawhi Leonard thing, he's been oft injured the last 5 years. You can go to ESPN and read the article by Baxter Holmes and Ramona Shelburne. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of it because it's, again, it's he said, she said, or she said, he said, or he said, or she said, she said. This has been going on. Look, Kawhi got his NBA title. He's getting his money. He hasn't played all that much the last few years. So, again, if you're that hurt that you just have a propensity for getting hurt, you might just want to think about retiring. So it's almost like the Joel Embiid situation. So, I'm tired of hearing about Kawhi, to be quite honest with you. You're going to play or you're not. If you're worried about getting hurt again, just test the waters. If you're that afraid to play because you're going to get hurt again, then just retire. Broncos wide receiver Josh Reynolds was one of 2 men injured in a shooting in Denver early last Friday. The team said that out of respect for the legal process, we will defer further comment on this matter to the authorities. Well, thank God he is okay. Just reading over the article here by Jeff Logwald. Police documents indicate Reynolds and another man were located after multiple 911 calls to report 2 people having shot near South Quebec Street and East Union Avenue in Denver. Reynolds had been shot twice, once in the left arm and once in the back of his head. Team sources said Thursday that Reynolds was treated and released from Denver area hospital hours after the shooting. Back of the head. Sounds like a little bit more than a graze, but it really doesn't go into details other than that. Unfortunately, Indiana Pacers center James Wiseman suffers torn Achilles in opener. He's done for the year. Doesn't say he's done for the year, but if you tear your Achilles, you're not coming back. Unfortunate for him. The Minnesota LA Rams game today, Puka Nacua was activated after missing 5 games with the injury. It's a big plus for the Rams. Not sure they're going to win a game. Some people were on the Rams today. I wasn't one of them. Puka Nacua has 2 catches for 34 yards up to this point. Angel Reese and Reebok, or his Pennsylvania Dutch say Reeboks. They extend deal, signature shoe in 26. She agreed to a multi-year endorsement contract extension with Reebok, including a signature shoe released in 2026, the company told ESPN on Thursday. She joins New York's Breanna Stewart, Puma, Sabrina Ionescu, Nike, Aja Wilson, Nike, Sydney Colson, Creative Control, and Indiana's Caitlin Clark, Nike, as though was having a shoe deal. More power to them, man. I think it's fantastic. Gotta make money other than the WNBA salary contracts. College football. We're down to the last 4 or 5 weeks here, ladies and gentlemen, which, again, I always say I'm going to enjoy the college football season, and before I know it, it's over. ESPN did a matchups thing. I'm going to go to some of the games that are being played this weekend. That could hold some significance other than the top 25 matchups. Give me just a second while I pull these up. Because there are some teams on the brink of not making a bowl game, and there are some teams on the brink of making a bowl game. Give me just a second here. Pitt's still up on Syracuse 24-0. Again, the Liberty loss to Kennesaw State is big time damaging to Liberty. I actually had Liberty going undefeated. I'm making the college football playoff. Even if they run the table now, I don't see them making it. Tomorrow, Louisville, Boston College. They're both 4-3 overall. Neither team's probably going to make the ACC title game. But again, an important game nonetheless. Both are on the verge. So a little side game there. The Boise State UNLV game tomorrow will take the lead in the Mountain West Conference. Whoever loses that game, they're still going to meet in the Mountain West Conference Championship. So Rutgers USC tomorrow as well. Important. Lincoln Riley, I think, is on the hot seat. I think he's on his way out. Rutgers got off to that big hot start, and now they're 4-3 overall. They're 1-3 in the Big Ten. USC favored by 13.5. Looked like a promising season for Rutgers, but now it's taken a turn for the worse. We've gone down some of the top 25 games that I went over on the line of scrimmage. You look at some of these other games that are important, like Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. Georgia Tech's at 5-3 overall. Virginia Tech is 4-3. So a crucial one in the ACC for both of them. In the MAC, Buffalo and Ohio. Not so much a big one in the MAC, but both teams sitting at 4-3 and 2-1 in the MAC. A win would go a long way on their resume. If you want to go to the American Conference, 5-2 Tulane is playing 5-2 North Texas. So that's a big one in the American. Just going down the list here. Maryland and Minnesota in the Big Ten. They're both 4-3. Maryland is 1-3 in the Big Ten. Minnesota 2-2. See a lot of people picking Maryland in this one. I am not. I am taking Minnesota. I'm just going down the list here. Like I said, some games of importance to their teams, to the program. I'm still going down the list. The Michigan State-Michigan game is big. That's for the Paul Bunyan Trophy, by the way. They're both 4-3 overall, 2-2 in the Big Ten, but bragging rights over one or the other rivalry, which Michigan really doesn't consider Michigan State their rival. It's Ohio State. Whoever wins this particular game, I think, will be propelled to, you're 5-3 overall. If you win, 7-5, 8-4 is not out of the question. I've actually got Michigan State in this game. I just don't like. I don't like the way Michigan looks right now. There's just something really off, and in every building, it's post Harbaugh. And just going down the list here. And again, we're getting into some of the some little trophies to be put out. The in game stuff what they played for. And I'm just looking at, like I said, so some of these games have a trophy attached or some symbol of significance. Going down the list here, just told you about the Paul Bunyan. What else? And there are so many, to be quite honest with you, that the teams play for throughout the year when certain teams get together. Some of them not so much. Again, Kevin Mench coming up a little after 9 o'clock. We'll be talking World Series. I've got my eye on a few things. Because when you take a look at the stats throughout the season and throughout the postseason, they're very, very close to one another in every stat. So that's why I said it's very hard to pick a winner just from the standpoint of it's just they're so close to one another stat wise. Pitching, batting, fielding. Into the first quarter, the Minnesota Vikings are up on the Rams 14-7. Sam Darnold's thrown another touchdown pass, this time to Trent Sheffield Jr. So you got another receiver way down on the depth chart and Josh Oliver way down on the depth chart. Each have a touchdown apiece. If you're looking at stats, Sam Darnold's 8 of 8 of 97 yards for 2 touchdowns, no picks. Aaron Jones right now has 8 carries, 36 yards. Justin Jefferson, 5 catches, 68 yards. Matthew Stafford is 6 of 9, 64 yards a touch. Kyron Williams, 3 catches, 18 yards, or 3 carries. Puka Nacua, 3 catches, 50 yards. So the Vikings are up 14-7. Apologize, I was trying to jump back and forth with the college stuff. Trying to look at some other trophies that are on the line this weekend. I said that there's so damn many of them. It's hard to go through all of them. And I'm still looking. So Florida State, Miami play this weekend. That's for the Florida Cup, ladies and gentlemen. So whoever wins that game wins the Florida Cup. I was trying to look for some others, but I guess not. Today in soccer, more UEFA Champions League. As soon as the scores pop up here. I'm sorry, not UEFA Champions League. It was the UEFA. It was the Europa League today. My bad. Also going on today, the Women's International Friendly. The United States and Iceland are tied at 1 apiece. From the Europa League, AS Roma beat Dynamo Kiev 1-0. Eintracht Frankfurt beat Rigas Futbola Scola 1-0. Football Club FC Midtjylland beat Union St. Gilloise 1-0. I'm butchering these names. Ferencvaros beat Nice 1-0. Ajax Amsterdam beat FK Karabag 3-0. Real Sociedad beat Maccabi Tel Aviv 2-1. PAOK Salonika beat Victoria Pilsen. No, it was 2-2 draw. Anderlecht beat Ludogorets Razgrad 2-0. Athletic Club beat Slavia Prague 1-0. FC Porto beat TSG Hoffenheim 2-0. Lazio beat FC Twente 2-0. Fenerbahce beat Fenerbahce and Manchester United were tied 1 apiece. Besiktas beat Lyon 1-0. Olympiacos beat Malmo FF 1-0. Rangers beat FCSB 4-0. And Tottenham Hotspur eked out a 1-0 victory over AZ Alkmaar. So there was your UEFA Europa League. Again, still 14-7. Updates on the NBA. Late in the end of the third, the Celtics pounding the Wizards 98-73. Early in the third, the Mavericks up on the Spurs 63-53. We go back to the NHL for some updates. End of the second, Stars up on the Bruins 4-2. Blues up on the Leafs 3-1. Starting the third, the Devils and Red Wings are tied at 2 apiece. End of the second, the Wild and Lightning tied at 2 apiece. And early in the third, the Panthers up on the Rangers 3-1. Again, Philadelphia radio today, and a lot, the whole Joel Embiid thing it's nauseating. It's redundant. People are still talking about it, by the way, which I don't know why. It's not going to change the fact that he's going to do what he wants to do. He just feels like he's that important that he can fleece you, the fans, and the organization of money. We'll see what the investigation shows when the NBA concludes that investigation. I'll go to the World Series here before Kevin comes on. Game number 1 will be tomorrow. And I'm trying to jump to it here. Sorry, it's refreshing. And of course, now it's frozen. Good Lord. I apologize. Carlos Rodon will start Game 2 of the World Series against the Dodgers on Saturday, while righty Clark Schmidt will get the ball for Game 3 in New York on Monday. Jack Flaherty and Garrett Cole will face each other in Game 1 on Friday. Jack Flaherty was 13-7 overall in the regular season. He posted a 3.17 ERA. His WHIP was 1.07. In the postseason, he's pitched 3 times, allowing 15 hits and 12 runs. 12 of those runs were earned. 3 home runs, 7 walks, 8 strikeouts. He is 5-4 at home this year for the Dodgers. Garrett Cole was 8-5 during the regular season, posting a 3.41 ERA, 99 strikeouts, 1.13 WHIP. He's 5-4 away. His ERA away is 2.49. He's pitched 3 times this postseason, scattering 19 hits, 7 runs, 6 of those earned. He's allowed only 1 home run, 6 walks, 12 strikeouts. Again, across the board, this is all evenly matched. The Dodgers have yet to announce a starter for Game 3, while righty Yoshinobu Yamamoto will oppose Rodon in Game 2. Yamamoto was 7-2 in the regular season. He sported a 3.0 ERA, 105 strikeouts with a 1.11 WHIP. He is 3-1 at home with a 3.88 ERA at home. He's pitched 3 times in the postseason, allowing 11 hits, 7 runs, 7 of those earned. 2 home runs, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts. Carlos Rodon for the Yankees. Regular season was 16-9, 3.96 ERA, 195 strikeouts, 1.22 WHIP. 7-7 away with a 4.69 ERA. This postseason, he's pitched 3 times, scattering 15 hits, 7 runs, 7 of those earned, 2 home runs, only 1 walk. He struck out 22. But he struggles on the road. The Yankees had the better of it against the Guardians in the ALCS. The Dodgers took care of business in the NLCS, but they looked less than stellar. The game tomorrow at 8:08 Eastern Standard Time on Fox. Again, hoping Kevin Mench will be on here. Hopefully he pops on. I'll try to be on here till 9:30. If anybody's wondering, Pitt still leads Syracuse 24-0. They're almost at the half. Start of the third, Old Dominion still up on Georgia Southern, 30-7. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vikings and the Rams are tied at 14 apiece. Matthew Stafford has thrown another touchdown pass. This one to Cooper Kupp. So both Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are playing. Big plus for the Rams. I still pick Minnesota to win. A lot of people are on the Rams. Rams may cover, but I still think the Vikings win. They're actually early in the second period. A lot of football to be played. I kind of figured this was going to be a high-scoring game. Again, the Vikings got exposed a little bit last week in the pass game. And it looks like the Rams are following suit. But again, early second period. Trying to look at some other news and notes. Oh, one of the things I forgot to mention yesterday was the Chiefs signing DeAndre Hopkins, which they needed to, because we don't know what's going to happen with Rashee Rice. We don't know when Hollywood Brown's coming back. And look, their offensively, they've struggled. Patrick Mahomes just doesn't look like himself. If DeAndre Hopkins can give the Chiefs 75 to 80% of what he once was, or maybe could still be, until those guys come back. Like I said, we don't know what's going to happen with Rashee. Hollywood Brown, don't know. It's not like the Chiefs don't have a lot of injuries, but they continue to win, partly because of their defense. It was a big pickup for them. And look, the Raiders are a mess. The Chargers, with the loss to the Cardinals last week, doing Charger-type things. It's going to take Harbaugh a little while to get that organization right. And the Broncos, hell of a defense, but their offense is something to be desired. So we'll see. TJ Hawkinson for the Vikings obviously did not play today, but he is supposedly set to return for week number 9. Lions wide receiver Jamison Williams was suspended 2 games for PED violation, policy violation. Williams said, I don't take supplements or vitamins, and I'm overly cautious about even taking over-the-counter medicine. At no time have I ever taken something in an attempt to cheat or look for an unfair advantage. I understand that I am responsible for everything that goes into my body, and I have to take accountability in this instance. Remember last year he was suspended 4 games for violating the NFL's gambling policy in mobile betting on non-NFL games. Okay, I mean, if you want to say that it's a surprise to you that you tested positive, whatever. Not exactly sure I believe you. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If they really did random drug testing across the board, like legitimately, like legitimate testing, we would not have sports. Williams went on to say, quote unquote, I have nothing but love and respect for this game, my teammates, coaches, the Lions organization, and the city of Detroit. It is disappointing to accept this suspension, and it will hurt me to be away from the team as they prepare this week. So out of respect to my teammates, this will be the last time I address the matter. Dan Campbell said, "I trust this kid. I trust him, and unfortunately, you've got to pay for your sins. If something happens and this comes down, so be it. But I know this: we dangled the rope down on the way up. We can't wait for anybody." Over a year ago, he started climbing his way up, and he got to us, and maybe he lost his grip, but he'll climb back up again. That rope's still there. It's tied to us, and he'll be just fine. But he's part of this team, and I trust him. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but we'll see. Again, hoping to have Kevin Mench come on here. Coming up on 9:15, quarter past the hour. The Cleveland Browns, ladies and gentlemen, have sued the city of Cleveland, seeking the clarification of the Modell Law. This is reported by the Associated Press. The Browns' back and forth battle with Cleveland over a planned move into a new suburban stadium has gone to court. Okay, why would you want to build a new stadium when your organization and your team suck? The NFL team said Thursday it has filed a lawsuit in federal court asking for clarification of the Modell Law, which the city has threatened to use to keep the Browns from leaving after the release at Lakefront Huntington Bank Field expires in 2028. The team has played its games in downtown Cleveland since the 1940s, and in its current 65,000-seat stadium, which is leased to the team by the city since 1999. Browns owner Dee and Jimmy Haslam announced last week they are moving forward with plans to build a dome stadium and entertainment complex in Brook Park, about 15 miles south of Cleveland. I guess earlier in the week, the Cleveland City Council threatened to block the move by invoking the Modell Law, named after former Browns owner Art Modell. After losing his fight with the city to get a new stadium built, obviously Modell moved his franchise after the 1995 season to Baltimore, where it became the Ravens, and obviously they've won 2 Super Bowls since. Of those wondering, the state law passed in 1996 was used to stop the Columbus Crew of Major League Soccer from moving from Ohio to Texas in 2019. Yada, yada, yada. Hope the Haslams aren't thinking of moving the Browns out of Cleveland altogether. Again, waiting for Kevin Mench to come on. ESPN came out with their Week 8 power rankings. Here are your top 10. They have the Kansas City Chiefs first at 6-0. The Detroit Lions are second. They've got them ranked second at 5-1. They have the Bills ranked third at 5-2. The Ravens are fourth at 5-2. The Packers they have ranked fifth, 5-2. They've got the Vikings ranked sixth at 5-1. The Texans ranked seventh at 5-2. The Steelers at eighth, ranked 5-2. We got the Commanders ranked ninth. They are 5-2. They've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ranked 10th at 4-3. Cellar dwellers. They got the Panthers 32nd at 1-6. Patriots 31st at 1-6. Browns 30th 1-6. The Titans at 29th at 1-5. Raiders at 28th at 2-5. The Jaguars 27th 2-5. Giants 26th at 2-5. And a partridge in a pear tree. Vikings Rams still tied at 14 apiece. Again, NFL this week. Some important games. Obviously, Vikings Rams for the Vikings to try and keep pace with the Lions and the Packers. Eagles Bengals is a big one for both. I had the Bengals winning this game. I said a couple weeks ago if the Bengals got it to 3-4, I thought they were going to be dangerous. I still don't like what I see out of the Eagles. They beat the Giants last week. Whoop-de-doo. The Bengals didn't look good either. I just think the Bengals are going to win this game to get to 4-4. Falcons Buccaneers. Big game in the NFC South. Buccaneers are going to be without Godwin and Evans, it looks like. I don't see the Buccaneers winning this game unless Kirk Cousins does Kirk Cousins type things. I just think the Falcons pull it out. And Baker is resorting back to what Baker does. My sneaky game of the week. The Packers are traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. The pundits out there, a lot of them are taking the Packers. I got the Jags for some reason. It's just a gut feeling. I think the Jags with the win last week. I just think the Packers are going to win this. Ladies and gentlemen, I see him in the green room. He's in. I see him there. I hope he's all set up. I call him Bill Burr's cousin, the comedian. Let's bring him on. It's Kevin Mench. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, man?
You're not the first person to tell me that, Ryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Kevin Mench, host of the Big Head Pod, Fly Eagles Fly. That's according to his tweet or twat or whatever it is, or whatever the hell they call it now. Kevin, how are you, first of all?
I'm good. It's been a long day. We had our Major League Baseball Players Alumni Golf outing today, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good, bad?
We finished third and probably tied for first in the amount of alcohol consumed. So, yeah.
Let's get to it here. World Series. You know, I was sort of breaking down the stats, and you know what? They're close to one another in every freaking stat. Offensively, defensively. I said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm a big proponent of pitching. I think whoever has the better pitching wise, look, both lineups are stacked. It's going to come down to which pitching staff steps up to the plate. The one stat that I did see, Kevin, and I wanted to bring it up here: stolen bases. The Dodgers seem to take a lot of chances when it comes to base running. The Yankees not so much. I think other than the pitching, if the Dodgers get on base, and they do what they do, stealing bases, I'm giving a slight edge to the Dodgers in the series. I don't know what your thoughts are. I just think that Dodgers slight edge just a little bit.
Well, you think that the base stealing, I mean, go back to the 04 04 ALCS, right? Dave Roberts steals second base, right? Boston wins the game, and they turn that whole series around. That's just the philosophy that Dave brings to the table. I mean, you put pressure on the defense, right? Guys doing that. They put the ball in play. It could go either way. I mean, I know the other night I think they did a bullpen game, right? Correct? If I'm not mistaken, game 5 or game
Mm-hmm.
6. They weren't chasing the wins. So I mean, if you can get in, the biggest thing is getting into these bullpens. That's what you want to do. You want to get into the bullpens early and see what happens. So I mean, I think I saw the Yankees. Nestor Cortez was activated for the World Series. Did they put him on the roster?
Not. I didn't see anything as of yet.
I thought I was
Uh,
talk. I thought I'd seen something to that effect. Um, but I mean, it's going to go. I think it's going to go 7
yeah.
for sure. And it's just going to come down to. I mean, Judge in the postseason hasn't done much, right? But I mean, look at Stanton. You've got Soto to deal with as well. So I mean, you've got guys that can, and then you've got the Dodgers who have the pedigree of guys that have excelled in the postseason. So I mean, this be a fun series, and it's going to be who can steal a couple on the road. We're going to have what was it, the 21 World Series where the road team won every game. Was that the
Yeah.
other Nationals won?
Think
So I
so.
mean,
Yeah.
is it going to be? I I don't know. I think it's too close to call as far as there's not one team that can be a clear cut favorite just to run through this. Will it be a sweep? No. Will it be 5? No. It's going to go 6 or 7. I think it's going to go 7, just because of the way. But you never know. Sometimes these teams hit the World Series and they just go cold. So
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at the postseason stats here. I mean, Dodgers are hitting 251. Yankees are hitting 237. Um, Yankees and Dodgers. I mean, pitching leaders. They both have 7 wins. I mean, a piece between them. Home runs. The Dodgers hit 20. They're first. The Yankees have hit 13. They're tied for second. Earned run average. I mean, the Yankees have them there a little bit. Runs batted in. Dodgers atop. Saves. Yankees atop. I mean, again, down the line, when you look at it, they're both right there, like next to one another. But the fact that the Dodgers have that extra game at home, like you said, I think it's going to go 7. I mean, Roberts already came out and said that Otani's not going to pitch in the World Series. I mean, why would you pitch him anyway? I mean, he
Yep.
hasn't pitched all year, unless you're in some dire straits that you're going to throw him out there. But I don't think they're going to take any chances. But again, Yankees, not going to say they sort of had it easy with Cleveland, but they had it a little bit better with Cleveland. The Dodgers, yes, they won. They won sometimes in big fashion against the Mets, but it's not like the Mets didn't put up any runs against them. So again, for me, Kevin, I was a pitcher in high school. I didn't pitch at the college level, but I've just always been a big proponent of when you get to the postseason, whichever pitching staff can step up to the plate against said lineup, because again, both lineups are stacked. They're going to score runs. Which team is going to take the bigger risk? Like you said, Robert, it seems like he takes greater chances than what Boone does. And I think that's what the series is going to come down to.
I mean, think about any sport. You get to the postseason, you just throw numbers out the window, right? You're trying to win. You need 4 wins. What do we need to get 4 wins? I don't care if somebody's ERA is at 20, but if I can get somebody to get an out a couple and they do it, that's what I mean. But you've got there's just you got to find the consistency of the guys you can, but you can't rely on guys though for the entire series, right? You're going to have to pick your spots. Your higher end guys that you can't lean on them as much because of one, the travel is going to be tough. Going across country for both teams. I mean, the Dodgers just dealt with it, so I'm sure that's going to be. It'll be interesting to see if that's going to wear on them. I mean, you just left New York and you're going to turn around and fly back again. So is that going to weigh in on them? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays itself out. But it'll be, like I said, as far as the numbers, just throw those out the window.
I got the Dodgers in 7.
Yeah, I think it's. I hear a lot of people. Can they both lose?
I just think the Dodgers with the get with the extra game at home. I just think the Dodgers are going to somehow win it in 7. So, we got about 5 minutes here. Thanks again for coming on. I've got to get your your opinion on a couple of things. First, your Eagles. They're 4-2.
Could easily be 5-1.
Beat the hell out of the Giants.
That doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything. What grade are you giving the Eagles through 6 games thus far?
See, the problem, Ryan, is when these guys don't play a preseason, these first 4 games or so are their preseason. These guys think we can just go out and play. No, that would be like a major league player not playing entire spring training and expecting day 1 to be ready to go. You've got to build up to it. Look at all these injuries, guys, hamstrings and everything else. That's because you don't play. You're not playing at a high level, and this is what happens. So, I mean, you come out of with a bye week after week 5, really? What are we doing? That's if you're gonna just play, give them all a week off. I don't know, around Thanksgiving or something. Give them everybody the week off, and make it fair, right? So these teams their bye week is week 4, right? Week 5, and then you're done. So what do you do? What are you gonna do? So I mean, what do we? I know it's all about money, and that's what they want to do. So I don't know. It's the thing is, it's now. There should be no excuses now as far as where you're going. But I mean, we didn't have a wide receivers for 3 games, 4 games,
Yeah.
a lot of injuries and everything, that's just part of it. But that's why if there's no preseason, this is what's going to happen. So you don't base it off those first four weeks of the season because of just what I mean, right? Teams, they won undefeated in preseason, okay, and then they don't do anything during the year. But then these guys play 1 quarter maybe in the preseason.
Yeah.
And they're expected to go out and play at a high level? No. This is what I mean. What are they trying to do? I know it's all, like I said, they're making more money because they don't make their money preseason. Okay. Well, then guys are going to get hurt. And I mean, there's been a lot of injuries in football right now. I mean, a lot. Right.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's
just. No, yeah. Devontae was hurt for a little bit. AJ Brown was hurt for a little bit. And
I'm just saying across the board in general. I mean,
look, injuries happen all the time. I mean, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua for the Rams just came back today. So they're both playing in the game tonight. So I mean, injuries are a part of the game. So I always say, come at me after like maybe the 10th week of the season, then you sort of know what you have.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? And that's why that's why it's. These next few weeks, we'll kind of figure it out. Like I said, we just had a bye week already. 4 games in, they're already getting the time off. Really?
I've got to get your opinion on the whole Joel Embiid thing, load management. I liken it like this, Kevin. You imagine, during your professional baseball career, for the teams you play for. If you went to your coach, your manager, and your organization and said, you know what, it's a 162 game season. I'm going to play like every 4th game. What do you think about that?
Gosh, didn't Charles Barkley just put him on blast about this whole? Really? You play 82 games. We play 162 games. They play 82. Really? What do you? I get it. If you've got bad knees or whatever, don't really? But it's like somebody made a comment. I think it's Kobe. He goes, I played because what if somebody buys a ticket to the game? This is their only chance, and they don't see me play because I'm sitting here, and they just wasted money.
Yep.
That's what I mean. We have to pay. We as athletes have to pay entertainment tax. We are considered entertainers. Your job is to entertain, not just sit there. That's the problem. What you know what I mean? Just what are you trying to do? I don't understand it. It's this whole generation, bunch of I don't even say the word, but this is what it's turned into, right? I mean, you work so hard for all this, and then that's too much. Anthony Rendon, what baseball needs is shorten the season. It's been that way for 100+ years, dude. If you don't want to play, give your money back and go retire.
Yep.
That's what you're getting paid for. They give your money back if you don't want to play the games you don't play. Give your money back. Go give it to one of the guys that wants to play.
That's what I said on the show yesterday. I'm like, dude, if you're only going to play 40 games or 41 games, then those other 41 games, give your paycheck back to the organization. Or I'll tell you what, the fans who buy tickets to go see you play, if you're not going to play in those games, I'll tell you what, why don't you buy their tickets and times it 5? You can afford it. You just got $193 million extension last last month.
Yeah.
That if you're only going to play 41 games, that's $60 million a year. That's $1.5 million a paycheck.
Yeah.
Or a game. It's insane. It's asinine. The load management. I don't get it. I don't understand it. If that's the way you feel, and then I hear that they are going to they want to keep him fresh for the playoffs. He could go home tonight and stub his toe, on a step and be out anyway. It's not like you're not if you get hurt in the beginning of the season or you get hurt at the end of the season, what's the difference? You might as well just play. Get your ass out there and play.
I mean, look at the college level guys. These teams get to these bowl eligibility, right? Teams play. I'm going to sit this one out. I'm not going to play. Really?
Yeah.
It's trickling down to the collegiate level. I'm not going to play because I'm worried about my draft status. Really? If I'm drafting somebody, why do I want somebody that's going to quit on my team? Why would I draft somebody? That's what I'm saying. What do we teach? What are athletes being taught these days? It's just asinine to think of this. I don't know if like playing today. It's going to be too humid. I mean, I get it, right? Like Ryan Clark couldn't go play in Denver because of sickle cell. Yeah. There's nothing he could do about it. He wanted to play, but he couldn't. Right? That's a health issue. That's fine. But this might be too much on my body. Doing really. Just stop. I mean, everything's catered now to make the athletes better, right? I look back and I go, hold on. Okay, we're talking about the athlete. Take hockey, for instance. All these new rules to more goal scoring and everything else. Let me think. Gretzky set 61 NHL records back when you could hook, you could fight, you could do whatever the hell you wanted.
Yep.
Right? But nobody complained. So why don't the athletes adjust to it? The players, instead of changing the rules so everybody wins. That's the problem now. Not everybody wins, but that's the mentality. Everybody gets a trophy. Let's make bases the size of a pizza box so people can steal more bases, right? What are we doing? Let's have a pitch clock so we can speed the game along. So I mean, you're taking the purity of everything. Any purist of any sport. But I mean, baseball is the one that's been ruined the most by all these analytics and stuff. I mean, you can't really do it in hockey, football, no. I mean, but some of the stupid rule change. I mean, this new kickoff rule. Seriously, what in the hell is that? What are we trying to do? What are we doing? We don't want to hurt. The last time I checked, it was called an occupational hazard. Okay, if you don't want your dude to go get hurt, then don't have him play. Because there are dudes that will go play for peanuts that will go out there and run through a brick wall. Yep, who was that dude? Chuck Cecil. Remember, was it Chuck Cecil?
Chuck Cecil. Yep.
That dude, he was a gunner. It didn't matter. He was going to run through a brick wall. That's fine. But that's his choice to play that way. That's fine. Let him play that way.
They have sissified sports, my friend.
All of it. And they're making more money, right? But it's not even fun. All right, you know what's in that watch? They're going to come out. Can you imagine if they change, like in MMA? Oh, you can't punch somebody in the face. You just have to keep it from the shoulders to the midsection and everything else, right? It's like tackling a quarterback. You can only tackle them from the shoulder pads to their waist.
I said on my show yesterday, can you imagine like me going to my bosses tomorrow and saying, you know what? I'm going to work every other day. You're still going to pay me for the days I miss.
Yeah.
But I'm going to work Monday. I'm going to take tomorrow off or Tuesday off. Then I'm going to work Wednesday, have Thursday off, Friday, and then every other day. But you're still going to pay me for those days that I miss. They tell me to take a hike.
Yeah.
Like on the spot. And that's what they should do at MB, to be quite honest with you. I said 3 years ago they should have got rid of his ass. But now they're stuck with it because they think he's the ticket to winning a title. He's never been to an NBA title. Never. And you're paying him all this money to what? To have his ass sit on the bench. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It pisses me off. It aggravates me. Athletes now get a hangnail. And oh my God, I got to sit out. I got to let this hangnail heal before, I got to be 100%. Get your ass. Look, Jack Youngblood played a Super Bowl on a broken leg, for Christ's sake. So I get it. Sissification across the board. Kevin, I know it's been a long day. Thanks for coming on. Enjoy the World Series, my friend, and enjoy your Eagles.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Ryan. Anytime, brother. You let
All
me
right,
know.
Kevin, man. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, sir. See ya.
That is Kevin Mench, Bill Burr's doppelganger, a.k.a. Shrek. If anybody wants to know, by the way, we go to the NFL scoreboard. It was 14-14.
I mean, look.
It's still 14-14. Yes, it's still 14-14. They're still in the second. So if anybody's wondering about NCAA football, which is my passion, the Pitt Panthers are beating the shit out of Syracuse 31-0. Thank God I'm not tuned into that game. That's going to do it for this edition of the Locker Room. Again, thanks to Kevin. It's always a pleasure, my friend. I'm out. Kevin's out. I will see everybody on Sunday for End Zone to End Zone with me and Mike Fuji as we break down week number 8 of the NFL and we look ahead to week number 9. I'm out.
Just a jump to the left. With your hands on your hips.